Okay. Okay, are we live? I believe that we are. Everybody just bear with me one more moment as I'm making sure everything is set up exactly how it's supposed to be, and then we're going to get this party started. Awesome. You guys can hear me good? Everything sounds good, looks good, hopefully not too terrible. Let me know, everybody. One more second, folks. Appreciate the patience, everybody. Thank you kindly. Okay, let's see here. Marlins. Guys, I do know that I'm live. Thank you so much. Yes, I'm going to talk to you all in just a second. Bear with me. Thank you kindly. Come on. Can this thing load? Okay. Okay, I think we're all set. All right, that took long enough to set up. All right, guys, how's going, everybody? It's your guy Wardy here, and we're back at it with our second watch-along party of the season, and yet again a game between the Mets and the Marlins with Kodai Senga towing the rubber. Hopefully, the Mets fare greater than what they did the first time that we did these watch parties, and with Sandy Alcantara looked pretty strong over 5+ innings, and the Mets bats just couldn't get going enough there in Miami. It's a frigid night there at Citi Field, and while I will be attending both Tuesday and Wednesday's game, and I cannot wait to see so many Mets fans at Citi Field starting tomorrow. But before we get there, we're doing a complete watch party here, all thanks to our great friends at playback.tv/WardyNYM. If you guys are chiming into playback right now, the way that I see over 20 of you guys, thank you all so much for being in here. What we're doing in playback is if you have an MLB TV subscription, you join playback by clicking the link made down below in the description of here, playback.tv/WardyNYM. A QR code will periodically pop up on YouTube as well for you guys to scan. Join in, sign up for free, and log in with your MLB TV subscription, and you'll be able to watch the Mets game live in real time with your guy Wardy here, along with our special guest, at least to kickstart the show, that being Mr. Draftneck Mark Luino will be joining us here shortly, and he'll be chiming in just for the start of the show because he has some baseball that he actually has to play himself this evening, so he won't be here for the entire stream, but we're happy to have him as a fellow playback member in here. So again, guys, if you want to join us in the playback app, it's playback.tv/WardyNYM, as you see there on YouTube as well with the QR code. Scan it, sign up, log into your MLB TV subscription, and you'll automatically be able to watch the Mets game live in real time with me. And if you want to mute me and listen to all Gary, Keith, and Ron, you can do that. Or if you just want to focus in on what we're getting here, from myself, and actually are going to mute Gary, Keith, and Ron, and you'd rather listen to me for whatever reason, you can do that too. However you want to go by the audio levels is up to you if you guys are in the playback app. We got Mark in here. Let's bring Mark in just 1 second. I see Cons in here. Shrek's, how you doing? Scott Sand going up the list here. D-Mac, how are you, my friend? Batty, how you doing? Snags, Anthony, E. Rivera, Riv68, who I apparently have said his name wrong in the past, but he's a follower. Happy to have you in here. BJ BBQ, going up the list here a bit more. Everybody, holla at Johnny D. Going up here, LGM 2025, Mets fan SD. Beatty is awful. Jaybird, how you doing? Rebecca Walsh, thank you guys kindly. And everyone on YouTube, Ryan, our great member, Jordan Simpson, my man, Caleb, Gone, Michael, everybody, thank you kindly. We really appreciate it. And again, guys, if you want to join, check out playback.tv/WardyNYM. Join Playback to watch Mets game live with Wardy. Okay, now let's bring Mark in here. Hold on. Okay. There we go. Mark, you hear me?
Yeah, you hear me?
I don't hear you, but it might be a me issue and not a you issue.
All right, let's see.
Usually it's a me issue with these things, so let me double check real quick.
Hey, stream, you hear me? How we doing?
You know, I can't hear a lick, but this is how I'll know.
What's going on, everybody?
1 second.
Okay, they hear me. Cool. Hi, chat. Score predictions? Who's hitting a dinger tonight?
Okay. Think
got
I'm
me?
good. Yeah, I got you. You hear me?
Yeah, I hear you fine. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing fantastic. I know that you're chiming in before you got some ball to play tonight, so thank you so much for taking the time. We appreciate it.
Of course, man. Got a big softball game. I'd normally wear a Mets hat tonight, but I gotta wear the yard goats, so I had to make sure I had this one on.
That's a pretty clean hat. I like that.
Represent the
So,
boys.
first and foremost, what has been your thoughts on playback so far? I know that you did a watch party this past week with them for the first time. For those that don't know, Mark will be doing playback rooms as well, not just for the Mets, but for MLB wide games throughout the course of the season. So I would love to hear your early thoughts on pairing with them here.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's awesome. As someone who's been making baseball content, for 6, 7, 8 years now, I never thought once in my life I'd be able to stream and actually show the game that's being played. So the fact that we're able to do that, super sick. Whether you're a Mets fan, whether you're a baseball fan, this is an unbelievable thing that just did not feel realistic even last year. I never thought this would happen.
Yeah, no, seriously. And a couple of years ago is when I first was put on a playback, and we had talked about preliminary doing something, but that was at the time where they were still in the beta process. And now they're officially licensed, paired with MLB TV, which is fantastic. So, again, if you guys have an MLB TV subscription, you're going to be able to link and watch the game in real time with Mark and I. Mark will be in here until he has to leave, which will probably be like 10, 20 minutes into the game, and that's fine. And then from there, guys, I'm going to be interacting with each and every one of you throughout the entire live show here in the playback app, as well as here on YouTube for the most part. So smash that like and subscribe button as your first chime in. And Mark, how are you feeling about the boys so far? 6-3 start, not too shabby.
I keep saying it. I'm like, we're not the offense really hasn't even been good yet, and we're winning baseball games, and the pitching's been fantastic. Which again, I don't think I think the water will level out at some point. The pitching will drop off a little bit. The hitting will come around, but I'm loving everything that we're seeing. Like, good teams win the games that they have been winning while not playing well, and that's exactly what they're doing. They're one of the better teams in baseball. Pete Alonso looks incredible. Think about it. Like, Juan Soto and Lindor still haven't even clicked yet, and this team's winning games. Like, it's gonna be scary when things start to come together. You're not gonna want to play the Mets.
No, you're not going to want to play the Mets. And the best part of what you just said is the Lindor and Soto factor. And mind you, this is what Lindor getting a leadoff hit in each of the games against the Toronto Blue Jays, and 2 of them being doubles. So it's not like he's not hitting. He just hasn't been dynamite the way that, we saw throughout the true peaks of his 2024. And that's okay. And Soto, outside of getting on base every single game and the Bonds treatment, he's had his double that we saw in the series finale. Outside of that, he really hasn't done too much with the exception of the home run against the Astros. So it's kind of crazy how Juan Soto is one of the more quiet Mets batters right now. So who knows what things are going to look like when he really turns things on and gets them going, because Alonso has been carrying the way outside of Jesse Winker, who single-handedly won game 2 for us. Alonso has been that guy so far this season. And I've been attributing his great success in the early goings, not only on a continuation from playoffs and what we saw there in spring training, but really just him spreading for all fields. It looks like we finally have an Alonso approach that he's going more back to the 2022 year where he was poking them where they ain't, but he's not just poking them, he's hitting for power. And we're seeing that power at the end of the barrel. And that's why he won't be having a torpedo bat anytime soon. So Mark, can you expand on what has impressed you so much about Alonso so far this year?
I mean, right now, like if you look at his baseball savant and you compare it to last year, and granted, it's still a very small sample size, but in terms of chase rates, in terms of chasing pitches in the shadow, chasing pitches in the zone, like Alonso right now is one of the best barrel rates in baseball, one of the highest average exit, one of the highest chase rates, one of the highest flow whiff rates, not striking out. He's walking more than he strikes out. Like all these things, if he just does them well, better than he has been, we're going to see 2019 Alonso, where you're seeing a ton of home runs and ridiculous. So, yes, he's just playing so much more comfortable than we saw last year. So pumped.
Oh, yeah. No, he has been. And funny enough, just as we're saying that, we actually have SNY's broadcast on now, and they're talking about the polar bear himself. So
Yep.
great minds think alike here. And Alonso, again, you've seen him do it. Not only the game-tying home run was impressive enough there against Miami. I don't care that's Miami. To hit a game-tying 3-run shot dead center and to grind it out at bat there in the 8th is something that Alonso felt like he didn't do once all of last season.
No.
That's why that game in particular stood out so much to me, because I don't remember another game last season outside of postseason against Devin Williams and then on from there where he looked as comfortable and as dominant in the box the entire time. Like, I don't think Pete chased more than maybe tops one slider in that 3-for-4 game. Like, that's how locked in he is right now.
Yeah, he's not chasing. It seems like whatever, magic Juan Soto has at the plate with his patience is completely rubbed off on Pete. Honestly, the entire team. I feel like outside of like Batty Vientos right now, and the bottom of the order has been kind of like suspect, but like those top 5 guys or top 4 guys, mix Winker in there, mix Marte in there, have all been taking really good at bats. And I feel like that's part of the Juan Soto just aura, is like you see how this guy plays baseball every day and you're like, shit, he might have a point. Like
Yeah, no, you're 100% right. And let's talk briefly from one Mets fan on one Mets player who's thriving to one Mets player that we both desperately want to perform well, and yet it looks like it just gets worse and worse before things get better. And that's Brett Batty. I know you spoke on Brett in your latest content, as have I, over the past couple of days. But to further expand on this, do you think Batty will be able to get out of his rut before McNeil returns, or do you think it's going to be as simple as Acuna's going to get more playing time, like what we're seeing tonight, and then when Jeff is back, Batty will be the automatic man parted with, which would really suck considering that he felt like he made most sense in that utility role. But a week and a half in the season, I know it's a little sample size, but this isn't the first rodeo with Batty, so I think that's why a lot of fans, including myself, have our reservations. Where do you stand?
I mean, he looks terrible. Like, and I hate to say because I'm such a Batty guy, but
Right.
the at bats, it's uncompetitive because he's 0-1, 0-2 every single at bat. It feels like, and when you were behind the count, me and James were talking about on the podcast, Juan Soto for his career 0-2 has a 400 low 500 OPS. Like that's just Brett Batty. That's what he's done because he's 0-2 every single time. He
Right.
hasn't been, I think James said, up 2-0, 3-0, 3-1 one single time this year. That's almost unfathomable in the
That's
amount of plate
ridiculous.
appearances that he has. So whenever he does play again, he's got to be patiently aggressive, which is easier said than done. The mental side of the game for him is a complete mess, but like he's hitting the ball harder than he ever has. That's the one thing to keep an eye out for. Is he's hitting the ball harder, he's pulling it more. It's on the ground constantly, and the quality of bats has just been so bad. You can't fall behind 0-1, 0-2 every single time like he does.
Brett looks like me out there, which is a problem. That's red flag number
Me and you
one.
in the YouTube game. Yeah,
Exactly.
we're going
Yeah.
up there and just taking our hacks.
The thing I will never be more proud of is getting up there for the first at bat. They're playing like the Oompa Loompa theme song. And as I'm crouching down to get ready to just not swing, the
Yes.
first pitch was like a slider away. I was like, oh, nice. We took that. I took at least 1 or 2 pitches away. I'm very proud of that considering that was against like D1 studs for the most part. I'm sure some of the guys that we actually played a couple years ago are probably either in the bigs now, or at least with Major League Baseball organizations? Because there was a lot of really good players, I feel like, on the Sock Puppets a couple years ago.
Oh yeah, no, we were there. There's a couple guys that have been drafted, I think, off that team and are going to be drafted in the next year, which is kind of crazy.
It is kind of crazy. Yeah, we were just sticking around with them playing some ball, pros versus pros. If you guys don't know what that is, check it out. Our guy Adam at 5 Points Vids is the one who set
Yes,
this
sir.
up over the past couple of years. Really, really cool experience. A bunch of YouTubers get together, a lot of them that know ball, but don't necessarily know all how to play ball, going up against some really, really young, talented, uprising prospects in Major League Baseball, among others. But this game is going to be getting started in the next 5 or so minutes, everybody. So as we await, if you guys have any comments or questions for Mark and I here live on YouTube, to our 130 viewers right now, or to our 40 viewers here in the playback app, please make sure to ask away. And again, guys, if you want to watch the game live in real time, as long as you have an MLB TV subscription, head over to playback.tv/WardyNYM. It is linked down below in the description of the show. And we also have the handle for you guys to check out pinned here on YouTube as well. Go out, type it up, check it out, sign up, put in your MLB TV account, and bam, you're going to be able to watch a game live in real time with us. Now, Mark, I know that you're going to be doing a game in just a couple of days. Can you enlighten everybody as to what game that is?
Yeah, we're going to be hate watching the Phillies Braves on Thursday night. Mets have an off day as they head out to Sacramento. So I'm like, all right, this feels like a good time for me to see what's everyone going to feel like when I'm not watching the Mets game. So I was like, it's a great way to do this. Let's watch the Phillies and the Braves. Let's bet all the unders. Let's hope for a chaos game. Let's hate watch. So we're going to be angrily watching and being a cranky old man watching that game. Like, I hate both of these teams. Spencer Schwellenbach's so damn good. What the hell?
Oh, no. Schwellenbach's slated to start that game?
Yes, Schwellenbach versus Luzardo. So it's a pretty good matchup.
That's a really good match. I would hate watch the hell out of that matchup because Luzardo still pisses me off that Peter Bendix had to deal him on the division like that, which is why I'm a heavier proponent to Sandy now. I'm more bothered with Luzardo because I've been a heavy fan of his going back to his time with the A's. And when the Marte trade happened, I was like, that makes zero sense. Why would you give up on him that early? Marte walks, obviously, goes to Miami, becomes a stud, has an injury-riddled year, and they're like, all right, we'll just dump you to the Phillies for the most part. Sandy's still out there, which is enticing. But Schwellenbach, what bothers me most about him, and James helped put me onto this, is that the guy's barely pitched at all in his entire young professional career. Like, it is almost not to the same level of DeGrom, but in similarity to a guy that, again, kind of started late and just became a stud from the start.
Well, similarly, Schwellenbach at Nebraska was a shortstop at one point. He was a two-way guy, but he played shortstop. Coming out of the draft, I was like, oh, this guy's like super interesting. Like, he always had a great slider. The fastball got up into the mid-upper 90s, which was always great. Like, as the draft guy in me is like, damn, what a hit by me. That's cool. The Mets fan in me is like, oh my God, I was right about a Braves player being good. Like, what is this torture? I was like, I can't believe it. Because he's so good. He's ridiculously good. Like, he's the best pitcher on that staff. I know people love Chris Sale. He won the Cy Young last year, but like Schwellenbach right now, healthy, is the best pitcher on the staff.
I 100% agree. And it blew up. I tweeted the other day. I was just like, Schwellenbach's so good. This is depressing. Let me talk about it. And then I'm seeing all these Braves fans like tipping their cap in the chat. I'm like, you have no clue how much smack talk I'm going to give you throughout the course of the year. It just hasn't happened yet.
But he didn't win the big one against us, so that's all that matters.
That is true. And that's very important because Schwellenbach was carving up the Mets in his first couple starts. He was unhittable, and we were all further frustrated because at that time I was not familiar at all with him. So I'm like, who the hell is this kid? Just when you thought, okay, Strider would be their last like saving grace of an ingrown talent in the organization the past couple of years, now you have Schwellenbach, and they have some others too that they're hoping break out this year, like Grant Holmes, among others. So speaking of him, and not to make this be a Braves conversation, but they're important to evaluate because they're our rivals, and we're going to be going toe-to-toe with them against them this year. I know you didn't feel good about the Braves' depth heading into the season. Does that still stand?
Yeah, no, I definitely, I was like one of the only people in the baseball world saying, I think this team doesn't make the playoffs and they finish in third place. It's way too early, so I'm not going to, count my chickens before they hatch. But this was the fear for me. I think there was a lot of regression in terms of like, they had guys who were ridiculously good. I think they were going to take a step back. I think pitching wise, they had injuries. Like they're reliant. A lot of their lineup's better to begin with than the Mets was like in these previous years. But I think a lot of the problem was that they're relying on guys coming back from major injuries to be these pieces, like how we used to with DeGrom every year and how we used to with Cespedes. It's like, how many times are we going to see this over and over again? We've lived this life already as Mets fans. Right. We know what it's like when you rely on a guy coming back from major injury to be your big piece, to be your big acquisition, that's a problem. And my favorite saying, and always will be, if you're not getting better, you're getting worse. And the Braves legitimately got not better this offseason. So
Yeah, that's fair. And I think that they did get better originally with Jerkson Profar, but that quickly soured. And I just dropped a video on Wardy MLB for you guys to check out in case you haven't on MLB's newest fraud, i.e. Jerkson Profar. Check out that video. Had a lot of fun discussing it. And I'm just really enjoying branching now on discussing topics that I know maybe not every Mets fan will care about, but MLB-wide fans may certainly enjoy. So check that out, everybody, at Wardy MLB. And I know that with all the hubbub about right now in Major League Baseball, the main talking point has been the Torpedo bats.
yeah.
One, did you go out your way to talk about them at all in your content? And two, if you didn't, I commend you because it felt like everyone needed to hop on that wave right away in order to.
I made a banger TikTok about it when Ellie used it. Got like almost like 2 million views on it. I was like, holy shit. I'm like, people are obsessed with this Torpedo bat thing. The one thing I'll say about it is, one, the original info we got from Michael K was terrible. Shocker. So I think that's why a lot of people were up in arms, because it was the first that we heard of it. And he was wrong. He said the wrong information. He didn't explain it well. He's not Gary, Keith, and Ron. He's not articulate like that. Two,
Don't tell him that.
no, of course not. Two, I watched our boy Will from the YouTube game Bat Bros. He did a video, Baseball Bat Bros. He did a video swinging a torpedo bat versus a regular bat. He was like, there's the ever slightest difference. He's like, but I'm very underwhelmed. I expect to feel a lot. I expected there to be a bigger difference. There's not. Whatever it feels better for the hitters, what's most important. If these guys feel better and they're seeing better results, that's what they'll use. But it's not like this like cheat code glitch. Still good to hit the ball on the barrel of the bat. It's just for some guys, their barrel's in a slightly different spot. It's not stronger or better than any other bat.
Exactly. And in simple terms, guys like Lindor and Volpe are famously hitting closer to the label on their barrel than anything else, which is why they're allocating just a little bit more of what they have usually at the end of the bat, shaved off, and they're putting it there instead. Because the weight distribution is still the same for the most part. It just where you're having the largest, I would say, like the girth, if you will, pause.
Yeah,
We saw our guy from Baseball Bat Bros do a video on it just a day or so ago, and he actually measured the size difference, and I thought that was notable. And you saw him take his hacks the way that he did. Greg with a $10 holla in the chat on YouTube states, "Sup guys, with Vladdy off the table, should the Mets extend Pete or bring up Cliff? I'm leaning 3 to 4 years for Alonso, slowly convert to DH, then toss Cliff the keys." I mean, I don't want Alonso. Let me make clear. I'm not opposed to Alonso being our long-term first base option. I just don't see the Mets giving Pete a 7-8 year deal with an AAV of beyond like $32 million, the way that he's probably going to seek now, with Vladdy getting just under 36 mil AAV. Kodai Senga is getting set for his first pitch of the evening, and that is going to be a fastball 95. Dotted, not a 95 down and away. Mark, what is your thoughts on Greg's comment here on Vladdy and what this means for Alonso?
Yeah, I don't know. I think it depends. Like, Vlad's so much younger. Vlad is, they kind of had to. Fuck. Xavier Edwards.
Of course, Senga gives up a leadoff hit. That's expected.
Xavier Edwards, who's just like single king. He's gonna steal a base, but
for sure.
I don't know. Pete can't ask for the same thing. Otherwise, he's gonna have the same offseason he had again. Like, even if he goes off this year, he's not getting that money. So I think Pete probably got a little bit of a reality check. I think he understands. He's probably gonna look for like a 5-year deal and try to max it out there.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. And I think it's going to be 5 years with potential. Like, he's going to start like last offseason, probably in the 7 to 8 year range. And it's not going to be there for him. And then he's going to be circling more in the 5-year range. Yeah. And that's where the Mets are going to hopefully get something done there. And again, we just have to wait and see on Pete's front. But yeah, I got to say, I did not think that the Vladdy news was going to happen. That was a surprise. And Mike DePortez had it, just like the Jerkson Profar scoop. So he deserves endless credit for being there just when we were all doubting him most. Like, you were swinging and missing all offseason long. You were barely batting the Mendoza line. He was Jose Siri out here. Yet he comes in late last minute with back-to-back bombs and in the ninth, and that does it. So 2-0 count for Kodai Senga facing Kyle Stowers, and that's going to be down away on the off speed. For those that don't know, Stowers was a part of the Trevor Rogers trade between Miami and the Orioles last year, which I thought was a terrible trade from the beginning for Baltimore. Mark, what are your thoughts on that?
I like the idea of giving Trevor Rogers a shot. I didn't realize how terrible he is now. Like, he's got nothing. So, yeah, It was interesting that they gave him Norby. Like, Stowers, I don't care about. Not a great start by Senga either.
No, 4-pitch walk to Stowers is not ideal.
No, I mean, that not even being close to the strike zone is not great. But we also know with Kodai, cold weather, wet, Not something he's used to. This is one of the
Nope.
few times in his baseball career he's ever pitched outside, cold, wet. So, be really interesting to see. I wish it could have been a nicer night for him.
I know, and honestly, I wish that this was gonna be a nicer week overall because I know we'll be attending tomorrow's game.
It's gonna be freezing.
I'll
Make
be there
sure you're bundled
Wednesday.
up, man.
Oh, I
Turn it.
know. Come on, get the turn, but that was
Nope.
slow. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
just the force out. Okay, Mets get the force out there at second. Runners out the corners with one away now. Who just put the ball in play, by the way?
That was Otto Lopez.
Lopez, thank you. Lopez, fielder's choice. Okay.
Matt Mervis.
Was he always in Miami system? I feel like he wasn't.
He was Cubs.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I thought.
Yeah. Well, I think a couple years ago he came in as their opening day first baseman.
Okay, I gotcha. Jay Pertuzzi in the chat says, Wardy, how are you, my brother? I'm doing great, my man. How are you? We got Anthony, Mr. Man in the chat. Easy, how you doing? Everyone chiming in live on playback. Thank you guys kindly. If you're here on YouTube too, that's fine. Throw to second, and he's going to be safe.
Oh, he's out. He's off the bag.
Oh, he is out. There we go. We overslid the bag. There we go. We'll take that.
I think
Lopez
Lindor pushed him off the bag a little bit.
Shh, we don't talk about that. They're reviewing it. Hold on. Let's see. Okay, upon review, okay, he's got the Bruce Bolts on, trying to keep that tag on, and he doesn't.
No.
He's out.
He's out,
completely out. Yeah, completely slid over the bag. We'll take that. Did they wait? Did Miami really challenge this?
No, they didn't challenge it. I think he said like,
oh, okay,
go forward.
I gotcha. My mistake.
Yeah.
Okay.
All
right, guys. Runner was thrown out. 1-0 on the count, and that's gonna generous call by the umpire. We'll take that on the breaking ball, and it's 1-1. Let's put that Lopez.
It's from DC. Okay.
All right, just steal.
Oh,
just foul. Alonso trying to make the diving attempt. Mark, why don't we have white piping back in these black jerseys? Can you tell me why?
Dude, I don't know what the deal is, man. I like same thing with the blue ones.
Yes.
I saw one of the like 80s blue ones they're like built like, based off of, and the 80s ones had white on them, and I'm like, they look so good. They look amazing. Like we're so close to having perfect jerseys because the new away ones are awesome.
Oh,
I wish there was a little contrast because the orange is a little tough.
Oh, yeah. No, the orange is tough. You're right. And I would like to see an orange-based jersey again, but not if they have it where it's just orange and blue. It's going to be too much. You got to have some type of third color in there to balance things out. 2-2 on the count from Kodai to Mervis. Sets the pitch.
Oh.
Fastball way up, 96, but didn't like the placement there. We got ourselves a full count. Also, I don't know if you guys saw, there was a very interesting individual behind home plate 2 days ago.
Oh, World of T-shirts.
Yes. And
yes.
I had to double check to make sure it was him. When I looked, I was like, there's no way that's actually him. And it was him. I have a buddy of mine, Dan, who's behind home plate right now, actually recording a video. If you see a guy with an iPhone behind home plate a little bit to the right, that's Dan. He's the GOAT. He's at like every freaking game behind home plate. He's a dog. And Senga there. Okay, that's going to be hacked away foul by Mervis, and it's still a full count now. So how are we feeling about your matchup tonight, Mark? I know you have your own baseball game to play. You feeling confident?
I wish it was baseball. We got softball tonight.
That's true. Yeah, it's a little different.
A lot less talented. I don't know. We've played in this league now like 3 or 4 seasons, and we're one of the best teams. We've only lost once in 2 seasons. So we're trying to keep an undefeated streak going this year in the spring season. We should beat them. We've played this team before. They got nothing on us.
Is this a slow pitch softball league?
Yeah, slow pitch.
Oh, you're tanking.
Yeah.
That's gotta be fun. Oh no, why are we walking Matt Mervis on a breaking ball way inside? Was that the ghost fork that he missed with? Yeah, not ideal. What are we doing?
I mean, shout out the Marlins for just bailing us out with a stolen base. I don't know. I don't understand it.
I don't understand it either, but what I do understand is that it's a cold, frigid night at Citi Field, and usually this is a recipe for disaster in the early goings of the season. So the fact that the Mets swept the Blue Jays, even with the weather not being, I know Friday wasn't terrible, but the games after, not so much. Saturday, Sunday was less than ideal from everything that I saw.
Yeah, dude, tomorrow night, man, you better bundle up, man.
I'm going to. We're going to bundle up big time.
I'm going long johns. I'm going sweatshirt, jacket. I'm doing it all.
Oh, for sure. I'm going to probably wear hoodie, sweats, and then I'll have jersey. Might have like a varsity jacket on too. Yeah. Like we got to bundle up. I'm skin and bones. I need it. The 0-1 count from Senga here. Way outside, not even close. 1-1.
I think it's a $5 Tuesday as well tomorrow. So a little $5 beer, $5 hot dog. Yeah, a little $5 pretzel.
That might be a really sloppy post-game live show at Citi Field. We'll have to see what happens. That's all I'm hearing. That's hilarious. I'm gonna go live at Citi Field tomorrow as long as I don't have hiccups with connection. Just like what I did at Amazing Day. So we'll see
Nice.
how that goes. And then Wednesday will be fun day game, so at least be a little bit warmer there. At Citi Field, won't be as cold as tomorrow.
You guys are gonna stay the night then, I'm assuming, right, in the city?
Yeah. Our guy Richie, I'm crashing at his place for the night.
Nice.
So
Awesome.
yep, we'll all be hanging out together for that
Sit him.
night.
Oh,
Breaking ball out of the zone, 2-2 on the count.
he
Runners
coming
out
to
the
the game?
corners. Yeah, he is. Yep.
Nice.
Yeah, because he's helping me out with what we're setting up too. As many of you guys know, have been following me. We're in the process of setting up fun events at Citi Field this year, and that is in part why we're going to tomorrow's game specifically. So once we have further information, I will relay it, folks. But if you want to join our pre-sale, check out the description that I have on YouTube at officialWardyNYM@gmail.com. That way you guys get first dibs when the sale comes out for the tickets. That way you guys get an opportunity to pounce on it right away should you wish. There we go. Nice chopper back to Alonso, and that does it for a clean first. Took roughly 20 pitches by Senga, but listen, we'll take it. We have to take these small victories because a clean first inning for Kodai Senga is an important thing because that's not something that we get too often, especially when he is yet not in a groove. Like we got it a bit in 2023 after the first month and a half of the year, but since he's come back from injury, Dodgers especially, he still is getting acclimated. So we'll take that small win for what it is.
All right, let's see what this Uber price is.
Let's see. How you doing, Hyper, in the chat? We appreciate it. We got Fletch in here. Everybody chiming in live here in the playback app. Thank you guys kindly. And we have 130 live here on YouTube, folks. Again, if you want to watch a game live in real time with us and listen to Gary, Keith, and Ron too, should you wish, check out playback.tv/WardyNYM. Sign up with your MLB TV subscription. That's all you have to do. There's nothing fancy about it. Sign in, log in that way, and then you can be a part of the show with us live in real time beyond what you're just seeing right now in the YouTube chat. Good luck with your softball game.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
at least 2 tanks. If it's again,
you got me until the Uber says they're here. So
okay,
maybe I can see that batter too.
Okay, we'll take that for what it is, baby. Here we go. Lock in. Mark, also regarding the Mets in general, what's one of the spicier takes that you have right now that maybe isn't talked about enough throughout the first week and a half of the season?
Ooh, spicy take with the Mets. I will say that spicy take. I don't know. I feel like it's just kind of boring right now. I feel like the Mets are just like playing well. I'll say this, I think Starling Marte is going to be a really valuable player this year. I think that's going to be my spicy take.
I like that because he can bat 280 in his sleep. So I think that's a very fair take.
Everyone who doubted McNeil is missing him so badly right now.
Oh, 100%.
Like I'm incredibly important to this team.
Oh, for sure. Like I'm already ready to kiss Jeff's ass a little bit after just going all spring on and like someone needs to outplay to win that second base job. And David Stern said it himself today to the media when asked by Howie Rowe. It was a great question by Howie. He asked point blank again, is part of the process here in hopes that one of Acuna or Batty can kind of run away with it at second base, or is it more kind of just being a placeholder until Jeff returns? And he replied, I'd love to see one of them run away with it, to actually like step up. So we'll see if that happens. I think the greater opportunity will be with Acuna and unlike Batty, Acuna never looks completely outmatched, I think, with his plate approach.
He takes cuts. He
does take cuts.
Up there, 100%. Which I like. Where with Batty, I'm like, oh man, you don't really know what's happening right now.
No, you're 100% right. And Lindor's 0-1 on the count from Belozo, who's getting the start over Sandy Alcantara today because Sandy is on the paternity list. Lindor scoffs away that pitch, a breaking ball down and in.
I'm out, boys.
1-1 on the count. Mark, thank you so much, brother. We'll talk to you soon.
Mets.
Let's go Mets, baby. Shout out to Mark. We appreciate him chiming in the show. That was a lot of fun. Now you're stuck with your guy Wardy here as we continue to break down and watch the game live and in real time, everybody. So let's go ahead and do exactly that, everybody. And Mets fans, if you're watching in playback, I got exciting news for you. If you would like to share some inputs throughout the course of the game that went out your way to join playback here, you guys can opt to actually be a part of the live show. And I'm going to be randomly bringing on different people that want to come on for an inning or so, should you guys have interest. So again, guys, all you have to do is go to join the stage in playback.tv. Once I see that you're there, I will gladly bring some of you guys in to chime in for an inning or so, and then we'll go on to the next person and have fun with it. But here we go. Lindor getting set with the 2-2 pitch. Shout out Hyper in the chat. He actually works at Citi Field, but he's chiming in today because he got the day off, which is awesome. Lindor pops one up. It looks like that's going to be a bloopy. And it is a bloopy. That falls there to center left field, and the Mets have their leadoff man on. Francisco Lindor has recorded a leadoff hit for his fourth consecutive game to kickstart this homestand. Let's see. All right, guys, with one on, Juan Soto jokes that bunt. What are we doing here, Juan? I have no clue. Regardless, though, let's get into this one, everybody. How we feeling, folks? There is a runner on and no way. Bottom of the first, Francisco Lindor got on with a bloopy single, his fourth consecutive game, mind you, that he got on there with at least a single or a double to lead things off. And now Soto takes a high strike call, which should have been ball two, but this ump has had an expanded strike zone to say the least to kickstart things here. Come on, Soto. Let's see what can happen here, baby. Go ahead, Tommy. What on the count here? And the pitch. Soto hacks on one away foul. And it's 1-2. So, all my friends here in the playback app, how we feeling right now, everybody? What are your final score predictions? If you guys are watching this live here on YouTube as well, help us get to 100 likes for our first short-term goal. It means a lot. And secondly, let me know what your final score prediction for this ball game is. Let's see. Hot take. If neither kid looks ready, we trade for Jose Iglesias. I don't see why the Padres would help the Mets, so I don't see that happening. Juan Soto's going to take that breaking ball down and away, and it's back even on the count, 2-2. Mets win 6-4, 3-0, 7-3, 5-0, 6-2. I hope it's one of them. I just want to see our boys win. Sean MD, great member, happy to have you here on YouTube. Here in the playback app, folks, set 2-2 is a pitch, and Juan Soto surprisingly strikes out on a 90-mile-per-hour fastball up and away. And what's even worse about it is that they used the Kodai Senga Ghost Fork graphic on our guy Soto when the strikeout happened. If you saw the scoreboard to the top left and asked him why. I hope that was an accident because what are we doing? You can only use the Ghost Fork graphic on K's when one is Kodai Senga pitching, and two, when he actually throws the damn Ghost Fork. Now, when Belozzo's striking out Soto somehow a 90 up and away, what are we doing here? First pitch here to Alonso, one on, one away, and he's going to take the breaking ball for a ball. Misses down and away. It's 1-0 on the count. Okay, and that's going to be another breaking ball that misses outside. 2-0. My fault. That was the cutter. 2-0, folks. We're getting carried away with the countdown thing. I agree to an extent. I like the countdown thing, but it's funny hearing fans do the countdown for every single pitch for the pitch clock. That shit's funny. But Carlos Mendoza said actually on the YouTube channel for the Mets last night that the players enjoy it. Like they feed off of the energy in a positive fashion when the fans are going out of their way to roar about the pitch clock when they're trying to favor the Mets and put more pressure on the opposing pitchers. And the 2-1 to Alonso, one on, one away. Bottom of the first. Pete's going to take a dotted fastball that just misses down and away. And it's a hitter's count now at 3-1. And again, folks, anyone in playback that would like to join Wardy for an inning or so to share their own thoughts about the Mets as well as reactions throughout the game, feel free to do so. Alonso rips a single up the middle that we saw on the breaking ball. And there are now two on, a runner in scoring position to lead things off for the Mets here in the bottom of the first. And now here comes Brandon Nimmo. Feeling Ward Mystic. Barry, I love the wordplay there. That was funny. When is McNeil expected to return? No certain date yet. It actually looks like McNeil's going to be going back to Port St. Lucie soon, as he hasn't been able to hit really do the right practices this past weekend with the Mets since the homestand started because of how bad the weather's been. So Mendoza said pregame today, expect McNeil and Alvarez, even with the positive progression that they've had, to go back to Port St. Lucie to get more consistent reps and then start the rehab process from there. Alvarez was catching pregame today that we saw what they I don't know if it was like a normal catch he meant or if he was catching softballs, but step in the right direction for sure. It was nice to see that. 0-2 on the count here to BrandonYM as he hacks on one away foul on the cutter. Not gonna lie, Alonso feels like the Soto for this start. Each time he's up, he's doing good or hitting bombs. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, no, he's been locked in to say the least to start the season. Barry, he is taking a very thoughtful approach. Nemo lefts one. It's high, it's far, but it is within reach there. A Myers in center. Lindor tags. He gets to third. So the Mets have runners at the corners here with 2 away for Mark Vientos. Big test for Mark here, everybody. He's back in the 5 spot. Can he take advantage? Let's see. We need a Vientos single up the middle. That's what we need right now. And Riv68, you rock, my man. Thank you so much for going out of your way to chime in. We appreciate you greatly. Okay, folks. 2 away, runners out the corners. Bottom of the first pitch, and that's going to be a breaking ball, cutter that misses outside. And it's 1-0 on the count of Mark Vientos. Mark is currently 1 for 12 this season with runners in scoring position, including 1 RBI being that 1 hit. And the 1-0. Checks back at first. Wagman to Alonso. He's safe comfortably, and everyone resets. Come on, Mark. Come on, baby. Time to shine, baby. Let's do this thing. Vientos sets, and the 1-0. And he's going to hack away foul on a hanging breaking ball right down the pipe. That would have been one to smoke. All right, and the 1-1 here, folks, from Belozo to Vientos. And that's going to be hacked away foul again on the breaking ball, right down the pipe. Again, getting a lot of plate here is Belozo, but he knows that Vientos is not timing things well as of now. And the 1-2. Wow, Keith called it from a mile away. Great call by Keith. He said, high fastball. It's coming. And that's exactly what happened. Good job. Good job by Keith. That was awesome. I love when they perfectly predict the next pitch. Back even on the count, 2-2. 22 pitches in by Belozo. Checks back at first again to no avail. Folks, we're live in the playback.tv/WardyNYM app. It's linked down below in the description to all my YouTube viewers. If you guys want to watch the game live in real time, or your guy Wardy here. And the pitch. And that's going to be a hacked away foul by Mark. Fastball upstairs, running up and in. Still 2-2. This guy's fastball is sitting 90 to 91. The fact that Soto struck out was beyond me. But come on, Mark. Come on, baby. Vientos asked for time. Alrighty, folks. And the 2-2. Runners on the corners. 2 away. That's going to be breaking ball that misses down and away. Full count now to Vientos. Come on, Mark. Oh, I love the S&Y coverage as they did the quick turn from Lindor to Alonso. That was a cool transition. And Mark takes his walk. Love to see that. Mets have bases loaded, folks, for Jesse Mother effing Winker. Here we go, baby. Lock in. Good at bat by Vientos. Come on, Jesse. Hi, Ray Neal. How you doing? Erlestrup in the chat. Jay Reckon, how you doing, baby? Okay, that's going to be a off speed up high. Want to know on the count from Belozo to Vientos. Not Vientos, Winker. I apologize. And the 1-0. Oh, Jesse, what the fuck? Pardon my French. I'm sorry, guys. Winker gets sawed off. Infield pop up. And the Marlins escape the jam. That's annoying. I'm not mad about it. That's just frustrating. Always frustrating when you see, again, guys who have been struggling, like Vientos especially, take quality at bat there, work his walk the way that he did. And then Winker, unfortunately, the second pitch he saw, just got way under it, sawed off, infield pop up. And we go now to the top of the second. Not ideal. Snag says it all. He has the hand over his face emoji here in the playback app. I feel him. Easy, 100%. Again, Yordi, exactly. No way we didn't get a run there. Sadly, yes way. In a very Metsy and cold, frigid fashion to begin this series there against the Miami Marlins. But the good news, folks, we got a lot of baseball to be had. And the great news, Senga didn't give up a run in the first inning. So, again, baby steps, folks. We got to take these victories for what they are. Soto has been great. He's on base every game, working counts, saying the tone. The hits will fall. Oh, 100%. Yeah, I love the fact that I have zero concern with Soto. And just like, okay, when he does his thing, he'll do his thing. Because outside of that, he's already getting worked like Bonds for the most part in his approach. And we're seeing him still get on base at least one, if not two times a game at minimum. What's good, Lewis? How you doing, my man? Lewis or Louis, however you pronounce your name, brother. Happy to have you in here as always. We got this, says Sammy in the chat and playback. I hope so, baby. I hope so. Cannot wait to be at Citi Field tomorrow. You think we seen a Soto homer today? I hope so. Why the hell not? Let's get a Soto homer today, just because you said so. Griffin Conine takes a ball away. 1-0 on the count now, folks. From Kodai Senga, pitch number 21. He sets. That's going to be a fastball away. 92. 2-0 is now the count. And the 2-0. And that's going to be a beautifully placed off speed there by Senga. And it's 2-1. Oh, I know. It's going to be cold as shit there at Citi tomorrow. I'm well aware. Even with me bundling up as much as I can, I'm going to get cold because I'll be transparent. I sweat fast, especially when I am getting amped up. So if good things happen in the Mets game, I'm going to want to run around and act like a little kid in a candy shop. So I'm going to get cold that way too, but we're going to bundle up as much as we can. Come on, Kodai, the 3-1. And there we go. Swing and miss, 94. Basically right down the pipe, but we'll take it. Full count now. All right, Kodai sets and the full count to Konine. There we go. Dotted paint. We'll take that 95 heat down and away, folks. And there is one away. Love to see it. Yeah, I'm in a club for Wednesday, but tomorrow I'm not. So it's going to be a very cold day at Citi Field, but that's all right. We'll get through it. Just like all the other times I've been there freezing my butt off at City Field. Oh, Rose, I wish I could do that too for you. I apologize. But what I would highly recommend is if you're able to actually attend any games this year, definitely pick up one when you go, or see if other people in the Mets community are going to be able to send one your way. Because if you do that, especially on X, people will really go out of their way to make that happen. I've seen it happen countless times. 0-2 on the count here, everybody, to Myers. Commanding center field here for Miami. 0-2 with one away. Top of the second is a tied 0-0 ball game. What club on Wednesday? I'm in the Cadillac Club on Wednesday, which is right by Soto in right field. There we go. Kodai with a fastball paint again. Back-to-back strikeouts. We'll take that. Back-to-back strikeouts for Kodai, folks. And I'm loving the ghost emojis in the chat. Spam them if you're watching here in playback. Spam them in the YouTube chat as well. We appreciate it. There's going to be a dotted paint up and away there by Kodai. And it's 0-1. This is how Senga works. He'll look like absolute garbage for the first inning or so, and then he'll get in a groove. This has been his MO basically since we got him. And the 0-1. And that's going to be hacked away foul. Quickly 0-2. Can Kodai Senga work an easy 1-2-3, baby? Let's find out. And the 0-2. Ghost Fork misses down and away. 1-2 on the count. You like the Ghost Fork in the top left of the broadcast? As do I. As long as they're using it for Senga and not the opposing pitcher that I think they accidentally did. So dig this for you. We love Gary, Keith, and Ron, but this is like watching the game with my homeboys. FYI, you are 8 seconds ahead of my broadcast, so I pause you accordingly. I appreciate that, Medina. Thank you. And I know I'm actually behind a decent amount of people as well. So I'm just doing my best to keep this as in sync as I can, but I appreciate you chiming in. And again, if you guys chime in the playback app, the beauty about it is that you can still listen to Gary, Keith, and Ron while listening to me too. And you can have the best of both worlds, should you wish. 2-2. And that's going to be pulled. That should be a chopper played by Acuna, and it's there to Alonso. And that does it to retire the side. Kodai Senga with a nice 1-2-3 second with a pair of Ks, both via the fastball. And we now head to the bottom of the second, still tied 0-0. Sorry, everybody. Just bear with me 1 second. Just want to tweet out the Senga strikeouts because I usually like to do that kind of thing. And then I'm also bookmarking the clips I want to utilize in our post-game show later because the process begins as soon as the game starts. But you guys don't normally know or see that until now. Okay. Let's see here. That was good inning. Soto is very off. I wouldn't say he's completely off balance, but he's definitely not locked in the way that we know he can be locked in. And that's why I'm looking forward to seeing him get there. Pipe you up? Oh, absolutely, Jay. How we doing, baby? Big hits this inning. I hope so, boss. I hope so. Would love for that to happen. Let's see briefly just what are the other games currently on TV right now. Let me just check for a second. Actually, we can do a screen share this way that we'll dabble with every now and then. Screen share. Let's go to StatCast. Where Senga reminds me of Sid Fernandez back in the day. Interesting. He can look so good, then suddenly be shaky. His brilliance excites you, but he makes you sweat. I think that's fair because Kodai can make you sweat quick, and then he just absolutely nails. And then you're like, hell yeah, that's my ace. That's my dog, is what that is. Yeah, Kodai threw 2 innings, 2 walks, 1 hit, 2 strikeouts so far on 33 pitches. Do I think the Mets call up anyone from Syracuse? And who do I think has the best chance to succeed in the big leagues? Absolutely. The Mets can call up guys like Daniel Nunez for their bullpen as early as April 11th. Don't be shocked if they do that not long after he's eligible, because Nunez is going to be a true piece to the puzzle for this Mets team throughout the course of the year, as well as to certain degrees in the Jose Urenas, the Genesis Cabreras, the Rico Garcias, the Tyler Zubers. Offensively, you think obviously of guys and Jet Williams, if he can really get in a groove throughout the year and healthy, once he works his way back up, Drew Gilbert down the line. But pitching wise, you look at Brandon Sproat, Noel McLean, Noel McLean, I would say Jonathan to a lesser degree. Sproat is the guy that we're just waiting to give us a couple like true comfortable outings in Syracuse, and then it won't be long before he gets the call from there. Joey Meneses has looked good, but he's not going to get the call in the immediate future. Alrighty, folks, we're back here breaking down the ball game, and it's a 1-2 count right now to Tyrone Taylor. For those that don't know, Tyrone is actually the Mets' emergency backup catcher tonight, if need be, per Carlos Mendoza, as Terenz is still working his way back from injury. And that is a breaking ball that just missed outside. Finally, a call that was squeezed in the right way, and it's back even on the count now, 2-2. And the pitch. There we go, hacked Tyrone, and that'll be foul opposite field. Still 2-2 is the count. Where's Tidwell? Tidwell's in Syracuse. Had a really good first start this year, a not so good second start. I think Tidwell is going to profile best as a reliever type for the Mets than a starter, but we'll see what the future holds throughout the course of the year. How do I do the clips? I do an entire process throughout the course of the game. That way I'm in line to present the show for you guys as soon as I possibly can after the game. So the good thing about it is that it's really I'm regimented, but the bad thing is that it does take away sometimes from the game experience when I want to be as locked in as I can. And sometimes I have to deviate away from that because I'm focused on setting up a production for you guys that I know that you think are going to enjoy. Still 2-2 on the count here between Taylor and Bellozo. Bomb the second. Tyron Taylor sets. And the 2-2. What we getting, baby? And there we go. That's going to be sawed off. Yep, and that'll be fair. Opposite field single after a really strong at bat for Tyrone Taylor. And for a second consecutive inning, the Mets have themselves a leadoff man on. Setting everything up now for the Mets to get something cooking here in the second. Shout out TT. Shout out to you also, Jay, in the chat for saying TT. That's my girl's favorite nickname for Tyrone. It's, oh, TT. Love TT. That's exactly how she reacts. Oh, Tyrone Taylor. Oh my God! Did Taylor just steal that bag? Wow! No way Taylor just stole that bag. That's insane. That's some Jose Siri type shit. Tyrone bolted and it was already halfway down the line to second base before Bellozo even got the throw out, and he was in there safely. Oh, he might have fell off the bag. Tyrone might have fell off the bag. I don't know why it says it's 1-0 Marlins, everybody, in the broadcast. That shouldn't be the case. That's an error that should be going away soon. Please ignore that. If you guys see 1-0 on the broadcast on YouTube, that's inaccurate. I have no clue why that's there. Did Taylor slide off? Damn it. Tyrone had the stolen bag, but just like what we saw with Miami to kickstart this ball game, we face the same exact fate. A slippery, cold, frigid night at Citi Field, and Taylor completely slides off the bag for the tag. One away. Let's see. Yeah, he is out. That was very unfortunate. John, my man in the chat. Ryan, great member. How you doing? Happy to have you guys in here. If you're watching here in the playback app, everybody, thank you kindly. Check it out by going to playback.tv/WardyNYM for my YouTube viewers. If you guys want to watch the game live in real time with your guy Wardy, Miami gets the foul ground catch on Acuna, and they're quickly 2 away. Luis Angel was doing his best Brett Beatty impression with that swing there. I'm half joking, but we know how much Beatty has struggled so far to begin the year, unfortunately. Okay, let's see here, everybody. Beatty infected Acuna. Don't say that. Okay, Hayden Senger on the 0-2. And he's going to swing right through 91-mile-per-hour heat, and that does it for the inning. Hayden Senger, Mets go down in order, and we now head to the top of the third. I can pick between watching this and the Rangers. Both are playing bad. I mean, as much as I love my Rangers, just as much as the next fan, I'm not expecting to make postseason unless things really go great over the next couple of games, right? But I don't think they're officially eliminated out, but I know that they're on the outside looking in still. At least we go 1, 2, 3 up next inning. Yep, that's 100% true. 100% true. As we take a look here through Baseball Savant, I'll just share my screen here for a second, everybody. And again, playback is so sick. I love how smooth the transitions are with everything that they have in this app. It's really easy to work with. Ryan, great member, 9 months here on YouTube, says, always happy to be in this great community and always happy to have you be a part of it, Ryan. Thank you so much for the kind words there. We're happy to have you. Got Mets to win for 2,500. I hope you're right, brother. That's a big bag you're looking for, which means you probably put a hefty amount down. Wishing you the best of luck. How's Alvarez's rehab going? It's going well. Glad you asked. He caught at City Field pregame today. I believe he's catching softballs, but still a step in the right direction for him. As we know, Alvy coming back from that hamate bone injury, and we need him big time because not that Terenz's play bad, but Terenz is getting beat up constantly back there. And Sanger, as good as he is defensively, is not really much of an MLB caliber bat. And we know how much upside Alvarez has when he really is in a groove. I need Ronnie back. I love Ronnie, but don't expect him anytime soon, guys. As much as I love Mauricio, this year is going to be about getting him healthy first and foremost, and then seeing what happens after he starts to get ramped up in St. Lucie and then gets moved all the way up back to Syracuse. If anyone is attending either tomorrow or Wednesday's game, please look out for your guy Wardy. Like I said, I will be in attendance tomorrow, as I will also be in attendance Wednesday. And barring changes, we do expect to be doing live shows there at Citi Field, each of the games in a specific club. So be on the lookout for it. Kodai gives up a first pitch almost bomb, but Nimmo makes the catch right at the warning track, and there's one away. Senga was going high heat, and right away we saw the Marlins be ready for it. And Nick Fortes, who's a schmuck who runs into one every now and then, almost ran into that one, but instead it's one away. Okay. Breaking ball is going to miss down and away. It's 1-0 on the count for Kodai Senga to Xavier Edwards. Xavier Edwards, who kickstarted today's ball game by getting on with a single that we saw. But then we also saw him, not him, I'm sorry, Otto Lopez is the one who got caught trying to steal after getting on base. Slid off the bag. What area of city will I be in? Tomorrow I am going to be in the outfield more by the home run apple, if I'm not mistaken. I'll let you guys know for certain where I'm sitting. Maybe I got them in. Let me check my ballpark app real quick. I don't know if they were sent to me yet. Hold on. Yeah, I didn't get the tickets yet, but once I do, I will gladly put you guys onto it. Not a problem. And the 3-1. And that's going to be ripped right up the middle by Xavier Edwards. And he's on for the second consecutive at bat today. How are your future Mets players doing? Who are we talking about, Lugo, in particular, my man? Oh, and one on the count here, everybody. Here we go. Do you have to pay to no, you don't have to pay to join the playback app, but what you do need is an MLB TV subscription in order to watch the game live with us the way that we have around 40 plus people doing right now in the playback app. That's the difference between the live show on YouTube versus what we have here in playback. In playback, we have the actual game running. We're watching Gary, Keith, and Ron. We're listening to GKR to a degree while I share my own input. And playback, all you need is the MLB TV subscription. It's a free sign up to build your actual playback account. It's all linked down below for you guys. And yes, I know it says it's 1-0 Miami on the broadcast. That is inaccurate. Please disregard that. I contacted my friends at Playback to see if we can get that fixed. So we'll see throughout the game if that, in fact, is going to happen. Just unfortunately, sometimes when things are live automated, hiccups can happen for one reason or another. Oh, how's Shay doing? Oh, Shay's doing fantastic, Lugo. Thank you for asking. I really appreciate that. Hope you and your family are doing fantastic as well. 0-2 on the count here, everybody. Top of the third. One away, one on. Senga tosses back to first. It almost gets past Alonso. Thankfully, it doesn't. Ooh, and it's still 0-2. No worries, Lugo. Thank you so much for chiming in. We appreciate you. You enjoy your WWE show tonight. Senga sets. And the pitch. There we go. That's a nasty K on the ghost fork right down the pipe and down. And folks, that is a nasty strikeout. That was a good one. Beautiful strikeout there, folks. And there are two away with one on the top of the third. Okay. Edwards tries to steal, and he kind of slid off the tag for a second. But between Sanger's throw that was a little high and Acuna being the short cane that he is, so he doesn't have as much of a reach, he wasn't able to get there in time. And there's now a runner at score position for Miami with two away. Lounge, I would have loved Garrett Crochet, but that was one of those things that didn't have to do with the Mets' interest, but rather they just didn't have the same level of farm potential to give up to the extent of the Red Sox. The Red Sox have a better overall farm than the Mets, arguably the best in baseball, entering that trade, so it made sense as to why it happened. Kodai Senga, though, thankfully escapes a jam with a quick fly out there to Soto and right, and the Mets now head the bottom of the third, still tied 0-0. Again, if you guys are watching live on YouTube, please disregard the 1-0 scoreboard at the top. That is automated improperly. I'm not exactly sure why that is, but I appreciate you guys nonetheless, again, taking the time to chime in and watch the game with me. Oh, is Dravenec Mark joining? Mark already joined us. He wasn't going to be with us for the entire show today. It was only going to be for pretty much the first inning or so because then he had to go because he actually had a softball game to attend today. I hit him up fairly last minute too because Mark, like myself, is a playback partner this year. So you can actually see him do not just Mets games. Well, he is doing the Phillies and Braves game this Thursday in a hate watch fashion. So if you guys want to check that out, make sure you do so. Has Shay said Metsies yet? No, Shay's stuck at Mama and Dada and a bunch of random gibberish currently, but I'm not complaining. He's been absolutely fantastic. I agree, Shrek. I 100% agree. F him, baby. Oh, you guys crack me up. You really do. Let me actually put here on YouTube the official link to join playback. That way, you guys can do that should you have interest. Okay, the new link is up here on YouTube, everybody, in case you want to check it out. Can we get a soft let's see, a slow pitch softball scouting report and stats check for Mark? I can definitely check back in with him and see if his game had concluded by time that we're done with this one. If not, then I will have a follow-up for you in the next 24 hours on Mark's front. How about that? All right, folks, we get set for the bottom of the third. Still a 0-0 ball game. Disregard on YouTube where it says 1-0. That's not true. Now they're sitting my girl, rightfully so. And the 0-0. Breaking ball that misses inside of Lindor, and it's 1-0 on the count. We need to know the stats. I agree, Cons. We'll get them. I'll get them for you. And the 1-0. It's going to be Hathaway foul by Lindor. It's now even 1-1. And the 1-1 by Lindor, to Lindor, rather. Oh, wow. Lindor gets out with a bunt single. Okay. Okay, we'll take that, you sneaky son of a gun. That was awesome. That was a perfect bunt. That's one of the only times I'll be like, okay, Lindor, you can bunt. If you're going to be a plate setter for Juan Soto with no outs, you can always bunt. That's fine. Soto's going to take a breaking ball. And it's 1-0. Come on, baby. Let's get a bunt and a blast. That would be amazing right now. That would be fantastic. I would love to have something enjoyable to clip here through our friends at playback.tv/WardyNYM. Almost at 100 likes here on YouTube, guys. Thank you so much for that. Continue to smash that like and subscribe on if you're watching us live or on replay. Juan Soto's game set for pitch number 2. 1-0 is the count. That's going to be a breaking ball that just runs in inside. That was a strike, a good call, and it's 1-1. Did you guys hear that on the broadcast? Lindor had a total of 1 bunt hit last season, and he just recorded his first of the year. Not complaining. I don't want him to bunt too much, but I'm not complaining. And the 1-2 to Soto. And Juan rips that. That's going in the gap, and that's going to drop. There we go. Lindor's rounding second. He's rounding third. He's making his way home. Here comes a relay throw, and he's safe. Francisco Lindor leads things himself with a bunt single, and Juan Soto does the Juan Soto thing and drives him in. It is now a 1-0 New York Metropolitan lead. Let's go, baby. Great hitting there by Juan, the one and only. Look at that gorgeous, sexy swing. We have ourselves a ball game, everybody. Wow. There we go, baby. Soto-tastic. First pitch is going to be breaking ball down the pipe, and it's taken. And the 0-1 here to Alonso. And that's going to be breaking ball away, 1-1. There we go. Another good take by Alonso. It's 2-1 now on the count. There we go, baby. Dave, I love the items. Oh, Pete rips that one, but it's right in the glove there of the left fielder for Miami, and there's one away. Yes, Dave, I'm going to shout you out just here in a second, brother. I've been waiting to see you in the chat. Let's see here. He did just miss. That's all right. Come on, baby. First pitch of Nemo is a fastball up and away, and it's 1-0. Mets now have themselves a 1-0 lead, and the scoreboard is officially fixed here on YouTube. We'll take that, baby. Did I settle? Did you settle on the top Krennic nicknames yet? My submission, Krennic at the Disco, the Cranimal. Oh, Cranimal's a good one. I like that. Granny DeVito's a hilarious one. I like the Cranimal. That's a good one. I like No Panic Krennic as well. Yeah, I like the Cranimal and No Panic Krennic. Those ones have stood out to me a lot. Cranny DeVito, that's hilarious. Shoot live streams from Hooters. You'd like that, wouldn't you, JTB? That's hilarious. That is funny as hell. Come on, Brandon. Give me something. And the 2-0, runner out third, one away. That's going to be a breaking ball inside. And it's 3-0 to Nemo. I know Pete did just miss that one. Kraken Kranich is a good one too, Dave, for sure. And Nemo's going to take a fastball dotted inside, and it's 3-1. Come on, baby. And the 3-1. Oh, Nemo pops right up in the infield, pulls a Jesse Winker, and there's two away. Come on, Mark. Come on, Mark. Come on, baby. It's your time, Mark. Let's do this thing. Okay. Runner at third, two away. Bottom of the third, Mets up by one. Pitch number 59 to Vientos, and that's going to be a breaking ball right down the pipe that Mark unfortunately swings through. 0-2 on the count. Okay, come on, baby. Mark rips one to left. Oh my God, are you kidding me? Oh, what a catch by Miami to end the inning. Vientos was just robbed of an RBI double down the line. A gorgeous catch there made by the schmuck in Conine. And that does it, folks. We now head to the top of the fourth, still up 1-0. Wow, that was a great catch. That was a really good catch. And you know what, guys? Vientos has actually been one of the most unlucky hitters to start the season. No, I'm not joking. Not joking. It's an actual fact. So he will get in his groove. I know he will. Let me put on X right now or a clip from the Soto double because that was sick. Oh, it was a great catch. It was a fantastic catch. It is what it is. How you doing, Zelda? Happy to have you in the chat. To everyone that's watching live in the playback app as well, thank you guys all so much for being in here. One and one on the count here, everybody. Kodai Senga in the top of the fourth against Matt Mervis. And Mervis got on with a walk the last time around between the two. And the 1-1, that's going to be a fastball upstairs. 93 misses. And it's 2-1 on the count. Let's see. The score is not 2-0. Again, guys, for whatever reason, the automated scoreboard is having a lot of bugaboos that we're seeing at the top. And I've informed my friends at Playback about it. So hopefully that doesn't last too much longer. But yes, the score is 1-0 Mets right now. Please disregard the chat that you guys see above at 2-0 Miami. That's not true. Kodai Senga is going to get a pitch in there for a called strike. And yes, I definitely think that in part what has been an issue here has been the coldness when it comes to Senga's velocity. That's going to be a generous call in our favor because Senga with the nice frame right away. It's quickly 0-2 with one on and no away in the top of the fourth, folks. And the 0-2. And that's going to be breaking ball down and in. 1-2 now on the count for Kodai. Did I bet at all tonight, Pertuzzi? Outside of just typical Mets money line? No, I didn't do anything crazy. Come on, baby. 1-2, one on, no way. Top of the fourth. Oh, I just realized it's Bring Your Dog to the Ballpark night at Citi Field. Why wasn't I there tonight? That's frustrating. And like I said, guys, if the score is for whatever reason wrong here on YouTube, please disregard. The current score is 1-0 Mets. Throw back to Alonso. Mervis is safe. Still 2-2. And the 2-2. That's going to be hacked. Foul. Come on, Pete. Oh, what a snow cone catch by Alonso! That's how you do it, baby. It looked like a snow cone at least. I could be wrong. Beautiful catch by Alonso there in foul territory. And there's another out for Kodai Senga. That's what we talk about. Defense, baby. Defense. Love to see that from Pete. Great work. Love it, baby. Great catch by Alonso. Dave, I did get your email, yes, in regards to being on the pre-sale list. That's correct. And Dave, given that fact that you're in the chat, let me talk to each and every one of you Mets fans here for a second about what our guy Dave Kaplitz, our awesome subscriber, member, and great friend on the platform, did. And Dave was kind enough to send some new things my way, all Mets related. And let me start off from the top by saying how sick this is. Thank you so much for everything you sent, Dave. You know I love you to death, and I can't thank you enough for everything you sent. Literally, I'm going to have more things I know what to do with once I have an official Mets man cave built. That's going to be an opposite field single for Conine, folks. So there's 2 on with 1 away in the top of the fourth. Mets still up by 1. But as you guys can see, Dave was kind enough to send me this really cool wall art of what is supposed to look like an outline neon of a Mets helmet that you see with a really cool brick wall backdrop. So I'm going to be putting this on the wall behind me. I'm not sure if you'll be able to see it in frame because I already have so many things that are out of frame as is. But we're going to put this added to the wall as always. Thank you so much for that, Dave. As well as there's a really cool and really unique Juan Soto hat. I've never seen something like this before. So when Juan Soto has some of his biggest games throughout the year, expect Wardy to be popping this on either for the show or there at home. Really, really cool. The scoreboard looks fixed here on YouTube, which is awesome too. Love the hat. Thank you so much for that, Dave. Love this too, because I still need to order my own Sports Illustrated to frame on the wall behind me. I have the link. I just haven't ordered it yet for whatever reason. But Dave was kind enough to send over a shirt of the Mets Sports Illustrated photo that they just did and the cover, which is absolutely sick. I'm going to be rocking this throughout the summer, especially. This feels like a really fun shirt to wear late night at Citi Field there in the summer, among other things. So I'll definitely be rocking that. Thank you so much for that, Dave. And the one that is my personal favorite, not that I dislike anything else, Dave, because I love it all, but this one I like the most because I'm going to get the most use out of it. And that is the custom Wardy Mets little tumbler that we got here, basically. I'm going to be using this all the time as I do with my other Mets mugs. And I just have so many that I have a rotation in them. So this gets added to the list. So Dave, thank you again so much for everything that you sent. It really does mean a lot. A scoreboard fixed, Wardy. I saw that, Jacob. Thank you kindly. 2-1 count now, everybody, that we see 2 on, 1 out for Kodai Senga. And he's going to give up a chopper to Myers, who can set up the double play. Lindor makes a turn, and he is out. And then a nutty double play turn there by the Mets. And we now head to the bottom of the fourth, still up 1-0. Fantastic turn by Acuna to Lindor to Alonso. And unfortunately, it looks like he may have been safe. I'm not sure. Are they not? Wow. Are they not? That looked borderline. when Alonso made the catch. But hey, we went right to commercial break. That means there's no challenge. We'll take that, everybody. Still up 1-0. Dave, thank you so much again. Dave, I appreciate the fact that you put Wardy on here, but with Juan Soto's number. That's the coolest thing to me. Formerly the number of the great himself from Brett Batty. But in all seriousness, this is pretty damn cool. So I will be rocking this plenty. I'm going to be bringing this actually with me to the New York trip that I'll be doing over the next couple days. So thank you again for everything, Dave. Always means a lot. Ty goes to the commercial. You said it, JTB. You said it. My apologies, everybody. Thank you so much for your patience. Just give me 1 second here. Okay, now we're gonna go. We're gonna post this latest clip here from what we just did in the stream, reacting to Alonso's catch. We're gonna put it on X. Jesse Winker is going to take a ball outside, and it's 1-0 on the count here in the bottom of the fourth, everybody. Do I like the dugout mugs? I do. I have a couple of them sent to me from our guy Dave, funny enough, in the chat right now. They're right behind me. Yeah, I love the dugout mugs. I think they're pretty cool. Zelda, how do we know each other between you, Hyper, and myself? Enlighten me. The context here. What's saying is pitch? Senga isn't on a true pitch limit, so just gonna be until they feel that he needs to be pulled. Pretty much. Winker gets under one to center field, and there's one away. I'm doing great. Let's see. Dookie Spy in the chat. How are you, my friend? Chris, how you doing? Ball's dying in this cold. Unfortunately, it is. Yeah, I'm not surprised. Let's see here. And Taylor's going to take a fastball inside, and that's going to be 0-1. You bet the run line, D-Mac. You need one more? Well, I hope it happens. Takes two to make things go right. As you said that, baby. I love that song. Wardy, Florida or Houston tonight? Good question. I have to be completely transparent with you though. I don't know. And here's why I don't know. Let me pull it up. My problem with Florida and Houston is that I'm a butthurt Duke fan. that can't comprehend the fact that we dropped that game to Houston. So a part of me wants Houston to win just to be like, okay, at least Duke lost to the team that won the whole damn thing. So that's probably the only response I have in regards to March Madness. 1-2 on the count here for Tyrone Taylor. Mind you, Tyrone's last at bat was quality, but sadly he was out trying to steal second base as he overslid on the bag slightly. And the 1-2. And that's going to be, unfortunately, in foul territory, and it's caught by Fortes for the second out. Florida's only favored 1.5. I'm not surprised. I don't expect it to be drastic. Me and him first met in a Discord community that I'm not part of anymore. We've been friends for like 5 years or something like that. I found you just out of the blue one day. The reason I found you is because Mark and James from Mets Up. Oh, that's awesome, Zelda. Well, I'm happy to have you in here. Love my guys there, Mark and James. Mark, who joined us earlier, and James, who's a good buddy of mine. I think I'll be seeing James tomorrow at the game too, so I'm looking forward to that. But, appreciate it. Thank you so much for being in here. Want to know on the count to Acuna, folks, with 2 away in the bottom of the fourth. Mets up by 1. That's going to be fastball away. 2-0 is the count. And the 2-0. Acuna's going to take the breaking ball inside. And it's 3-0. And the 3-1 here to Acuna. Okay. Acuna reaches on with a 2-out walk, folks, and we got the speed demon on. And it appears that Miami is making a pitching change. We got the GOAT in here, Richie Melora, watching live and playback. If you guys don't know Richie Melora, he is known as Jets Media, Knicks Media. You guys know the OGs at Mets Media. If you know Touchdown Kingdom, if you know AFC Roundtable, if you know Roundtable Sports, the list goes on from there. I'm sure I'm missing at least a couple. Richie's an absolute dog and a fantastic sports content creator. I'm going to be hanging out with Richie over the next couple nights, which I'm pumped up about. We're great friends, and we obviously love hitting Mets games together. So that's exactly what we're going to be doing tomorrow. So we cannot wait to hang out with you guys at the ballpark for whoever's going to be there. It was a massive choke by Duke. Don't remind me, JTB, please. Please. Please don't remind me. Fun fact, everybody. I saw this pregame. Shout out to my guy, Jordan Simpson. He knows exactly who he is for sending me this a little bit earlier ago. But it says high speed hitting, highest average exit velocity this season. The Mets have ranked actually third lowest, third highest in Major League Baseball at 90.4, only trailing the Yankees and the Red Sox right now, and not even a mile per hour apiece in the differentiation from one to the other. The Mets are tied with the Atlanta Braves as well, and the Arizona Diamondbacks right behind at 90.1. So the Mets have been heading for a lot of high average exit velocity. Not surprised when you look at the depth of this lineup. I'm not sure I understand this move by the Marlins. I mean, it's a soft tossing right-hander that you're probably not going to keep too long in this game. I do understand it to a certain degree. I'm buying a Senga jersey if he delivers here. Oh, baby. Love that. Absolutely love that. This Sanger's going to have to be batting here. It's too early to pull him, I feel like. Out of curiosity, am I going to show the game? CT, I actually am showing the game, but in order to watch the game, you need to have an MLB TV subscription like me, and you need to click the link available in the chat, as well as download the description here on YouTube by going to playback.tv/WardyNYM. You join for free in the Playback app, and all you need is your MLB TV subscription to pair along with me. That way you can watch the game live in real time, the SNY broadcast. You can listen to it as well as I'm listening and commentating over it right now here in the Playback app to 40 people. And that's going to be hacked away right away by Hayden Senga. He pokes one Oppo. It's in foul territory, and a gorgeous sliding catch by Miami to end the inning. And that was unfortunately the downside and the reality by having Hayden Senga take that at bat there. He's just not much of a MLB at bat, not an MLB batter. Not that he can't get hits because he does have a couple so far this year, but not too much either. I will be back in just 1 second, everybody. Going to go use the restroom real quick. And we back, baby. We're back. I apologize, folks. I just went to use the restroom quick. We're back. Don't worry. 1-2 on the count here in the top of the fifth for Kodai Senga against Paulie, commanding the hot corner here. 65 pitches in for Kodai through 4 innings. How you doing, Peter? Happy to have you in here from Ohio, baby. Hope you're doing well. You and the family, as always, folks. And if you guys haven't already, join us in the Playback app by going to playback.tv/WardyNYM to join the Mets game live in real time. Shreks, don't jinx about the Braves losing a series to Miami because it's that kind of shit that comes back to backfire and kick us right in the teeth right away with the Mets somehow losing the series. So we can't have that happen. How many hats do I have? I have a bunch of hats. I have a bunch of hats. I'll gladly show you some hats that I got, actually. We can do that for sure. Paulie gets on with a single, folks, and there's one on, no away in the top of the fifth. Fifth hit against Senga tonight, and the fifth single. Double play, balls hit. Will be turned. Acuna with the quick flip, and he does it, everybody. Gord, it's double play turn from Lindor to Acuna to Alonso, and there's quickly two away. That defense, folks, that'll be a difference maker if neither bat between Acuna and Batty really stands out. Alrighty, folks, 2-0 on the count here with two away in the top of the fifth. 71 pitches in for Kodai Senga. And the pitch, it's going to be hacked away foul, 2-1. Big double play there. That was huge, everybody. Okay, folks, 3-1 now on the count for Kodai Senga to Mr. And who's batting again here? Let me just double check who's batting for the Miami Marlins. Is it Lopez? No, it's Edwards. Okay. And the 2-2, hacked away foul. 3-2 now. So the last pitch was a 3-1, not a 2-2. And everyone watching live, if you guys could help us get to 150 likes for the next short-term goal, if you're not going to go out of your way to join us in the playback app, that would really mean a lot. So thank you so much for doing exactly that. Is Piazza my favorite Met of all time? He's definitely up there. He's definitely up there. Probably has my favorite all-time moment. It's hard to think of a moment that has more importance in Mets history outside of like moments that actually won us championships besides the home run there post 9/11. That's the first thing that I think of when I think of like iconic Mets moments. So that alone is why I will always have such a soft spot for Piazza. But then you add in just how amazing of a catcher he was and how much of a leader he was in the clubhouse during his time with the Mets. And that's something that I wish I got a chance to appreciate more, but sadly, I wasn't around when Piazza was really balling out. You know, like when the Subway Series World Series was happening there in 2000, your guy Wardy was just a couple months old because I was born in 2000. So some context there. Come on, Kodai. And the 3-2. There we go. Gets him with the ghost fork, and that strikes him out. Kodai Senga works a big fifth inning. A gorgeous double play turned by Acuna to Lindor to Alonso. And the Mets now still have themselves a 1-0 lead as we head to the bottom of the third. Hell yeah. Hold on, everybody. I'm just posting the clip of the Kodai Senga strikeout reaction here on X for my friends at Playback. So give me 1 second. All right, everybody, let's get this thing cooking. Coldest Mets game I've ever attended? Great question, because I've attended some really frigid games. Um, mm, there's been some rough ones. I think the worst ones for me were like the rainy ones where you're still sticking out when you know you really shouldn't be there. There we go. Lindor with his third hit of the night, baby. We take that. There we go, Lindor. There we go. Such a dog. A blue pit, a bunt single, and a regular single. Have yourself a night, Mr. Smile. I need a Soto tank right now. Terribly. Alrighty, folks. The 1-0 with Lindor on in the top of the fifth. Why the why is Danny Young warming up? I don't care. That's the Marlins. Why is Danny Young warming up in a 1-0 game? Jack, let me see. Oh, I missed your dono. So sorry, my man. Let me spotlight this. Thank you so much for the donation, Jack. Jack said, "Where I look forward to you every day." Jack, I look forward to these comments from you every day. Thank you so much for the donation and the kind words. That really means a lot, my man. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You guys are absolutely fantastic. Everyone watching live here on YouTube, as well as here in the playback app, you guys are the best. And John Danzo, thank you for the kind words too. You absolute beauty. Really, really appreciate it. You guys have been awesome. Come on, Juan. There we go. Ball four. 2 on, no out. Bottom of the fifth for Tyler Phillips. And here comes the polar bear. Okay, let's see here, folks. 2 on, no out. Alonzo chases a slider for what feels like the first time in forever. And it's 0-2. You barely have seen that so far this year. That was good. That was a good slider though by Phillips too. Raymond, thank you so much for being in here, baby. We're happy to have you. If you want to get the full game experience, chime into playback.tv/WardyNYM. Sign in with your MLB TV subscription should you have one. You can watch a game live and in real time with me and with people that we have in the playback app. We have north of 50 people there, and we have 140 to 150 people live on YouTube. Kevin Weiss, Chad, Ants, JR, my great members. How are you doing, everybody? Happy to have you in here as always. Oh, those Let's Go Mets chants are roaring at Citi Field tonight. 2 on, no way. And the 1-2 from Phillips. And that's going to be taken inside by Pete, 95 in. And we're back even on the count, 2-2. Come on, Pete. Give me a 3-run ding dong. Please and thank you. Oh no, Pete, why'd you chase? Ah, that sucks. Alonso double play, chased the fastball down and away, poked at it, turned on it. That's exactly what happened. Damn. Ah, come on, Brandon. Nemo first pitch out, and that does it. Couldn't get. So, guys, I'm not gonna lie, that really grinds my gears, and here's why. Danny Young's about coming this ball game, apparently, and you just had 2 on, no out for Pete Alonso, and he couldn't even get a freaking run out of it. It's a 1-0 Miami Marlins lead. These are trap games. I hate them. I hate them. I absolutely hate them. Anytime that you go through 5, 6 plus innings and you're in a situation like this where your starter has worked out in multiple jams, thanks to some great defense behind him, in part because the double play has been an absolute dynamo of a move by the Mets, in part with Senga not only inducing the ground ball outs, but guys like Acuna, Lindor, etc., making the quick turns. But now this is all the more frustrating because you have that key opportunity offensively, and now we're going to have to rely on some less reliable pitching. The most unreliable reliever currently in the bullpen. Don't love that, but we're going to hope for the best. That's what we got to say, doing right now. Say and do right now. Fun fact, everybody, that we're going to talk about in our post-game show in just a little bit. Juan Soto has officially reached base safely in his first 10 games as a New York Met. He has yet to not have a game where he gets on base. Through 10 games, he's been on at least once. Let's see. Remember when Nimmo used to take pitches? Yeah, Jason. The problem is that Nimmo is not a plate setter for this Mets team anymore. He is going to be more of that cleanup hitter, and that's where you're going to get more swing and miss, but you're also going to get more quality of contact when he does make contact for power as a result. But yes, 100% he used to work counts better than what we've seen over the past year and a half. Not that he can't work counts well, because he can, but Nimmo's game has adapted more so into being more of that true middle of the lineup hitter than a guy that's just trying to do everything in his power to get on base. Here comes Danny Young. Okay, that's Vientos cannot make the throw. It was a hard play to begin with for Mark, but Vientos, who has had his fair share of struggles at third base so far to begin the year, he bobbles that one, and Mervis is safe. That was going to be a hard turn for Mark, but he just didn't even make proper handle with it from the start. Alrighty, folks, let's see here. 0-1 count, one on top of the 6. Danny Young is in and already causing me problems. There we go. Can we get the double play? No, but we do get the force out at least. Acuna again looking fantastic in the field. Loving the defense from him today. And there's one away with one on the top of the 6th. Lopez is on with fielder's choice. Okay, everybody, let's see. I miss Nunez, as do I. Thankfully, Daniel Nunez will be back soon, it looks like. Hopefully as early as April 11th and as late as sometime over that next week, I would say. 0-1 here to Jonah Bride, who's pinch hitting, folks, with one on and one away for Danny Young at the top of the 6th. Maybe if we've seen Danny Boy, the pipes, the pipes. Kranick and Brazo have been carrying 1,000%. We talked about them plenty in our video that dropped this morning. And as always, everybody, we will be live for post-game coverage as soon as this is done. And depending on the status of this game, we may wrap up the playback show just before the end of the game. That way we have our proper time to get set up there on YouTube as well. But it'll be indicative on how the game is looking by then. So we'll have to see. 2-1 here to Jonah Bride in the top of the 6th. Come on, Danny. And the 3-1. Strike right down the pipe. We'll take that. There we go. Full count. Come on, Danny. Let's get out of this. Let's get a double play right here, right now. And the 3-2. One on, one away. Top of the 6th. Oh, there we go. Borderline strike goes in our favor. A great frame by Senga. And there's 2 away. Big strike out there for Danny Young. That was a fantastic frame by Young. Not Young, Senga, I mean. The defense has definitely showed. That's for sure. All right, guys, 1 on, 2 away, top of the 6th. Pitch number 15 from the southpaw, Yan, and that's going to be a dotted corner outside. A generous call, but when you have a guy like Senga stealing strikes, it's going to continue to happen. 1-1 is the count now as the Mets have themselves a 1-0 lead here on the top of the 6th. Batting for Miami is Wagaman, who has yet to get on base today, I want to say, but we'll see. And the pitch. Gorgeous swing and miss there on the slider inside. Oh, baby, that was a sword if I've ever seen one. And Miami's down to their final strike of the inning. Come on, Danny. Prove me wrong, Danny. Prove me wrong. And here's the 1-2. Pitch number 17. He checks back at first. Lopez to Alonso. Everyone's safe. And we reset. You're right, Barry. Seating does help. You're not wrong. That was good. That was very good. All right, guys. 1-2. And the pitch. Taken down. Gary got a little too enthusiastic there. He's like, and the slider. A little bit low. The butt himself and Jose Budo is warming up in the bullpen. Danny Young sets on the 2-2, and that's going to be ripped to right. Juan Soto gets in, and that's an easy fly out to end the inning. Danny Young gets the job done, and we now head the bottom of 6, still up 1-0. Both teams have themselves a hit 6-6. Are you kidding me? Tomorrow's Mets game just got moved to 4:10, but that's a problem for me. Shit. Tomorrow's Mets game just got moved up because of weather. It starts at 4:10 now, so I have no clue what to do. Um, I'm gonna contact Richie when I'm done to see if we can maybe get tickets for a different time or something because I don't know how we're gonna be able to swing that. Hear me? I'll let you go to think about it. I'm live right now, but I just saw the news. No, what are we gonna do? Okay, well I'll talk to you more when I'm done. I love you. Hmm. I got to figure out what I'm doing tomorrow now, guys. Unfortunately, that completely throws a wrench in my availability for tomorrow's game because my girl works until right around when the game starts. And usually that wouldn't be an issue if we lived around the corner, but when you're 2.5 hours away, kind of presents a problem. So, yeah, there might be a chance I don't go to tomorrow's game now. I will for certain be there Wednesday, but I will let you guys know for certain what's happening. They're offering a voucher if you can't go. That's good. Only issue though is that I'm going there, I'm not just going there for the game. I'm going there for work related things too. So I got to talk to my people at the Mets when we're done with this and get something sorted out. I got to figure it out. Just because it'll be too cold. Apparently, we're not allowed to bundle up. Like we haven't been in cold frigid climates at City Field before, but I guess tomorrow is so much different. The answer is going to hack the one foul. It's 1-1. Okay, folks, and the 1-2 in the bottom of the sixth. And that's going to be away by Bacher, not even close to Vientos. So we're back even now, 2-2. Come on, Mark. Come on, baby. Let's do something here. Mark gets on second time tonight with a walk. We'll gladly take that, everybody. How we feeling in the chat, folks? Let me see it. Marky V gets on for the second time tonight. Again, baby steps in the right direction. We'll take that. Jesse Winker rips one to left, but there's enough hang time. Conine is under it, and there's one away in the bottom of the sixth. Two and 0 on the count, folks. One on, one away in the bottom of sixth. No, it's a terrible night for fly balls, for sure. Richie Jets Media, yes, Sean. That's who I was referring to earlier. Was I just on the phone with Batty? Taylor's going to hack that one foul, and it's 2 and 2. Just a fair warning to everybody. If I'm just slightly delayed in some of my talking for like an inning or so, it's just because I'm going to start getting everything prepared for our post game segment tonight. So just an FYI to each and every one of you. If you're wondering, oh, why didn't Morty talk for like 30 seconds to a minute? That's why. If it's not me actively tweeting out a reaction, it's just because I'm getting stuff prepared for our post game coverage. Okay, there you go. And Taylor gets caught looking, unfortunately, and there's now 2 away. One and one for Acuna with 2 out and 1 on in the bottom of sixth. I would love to know how you guys feel about what's been going on with Luis Angel Acuna so far this season. I know the offense hasn't been there too much, but have you guys been at least happy with what you've seen defensively and some of the hacks he's taken? I would love to hear your thoughts about it. Would I ever consider moving closer to New York if things take off with the career? Absolutely, Sophia. That goes without saying. Sophia Cohen, you're obviously making me think that this is the Sophia Cohen, but I have a feeling that that isn't. But regardless, Sophia, thank you so much for chiming in. And yes, I would absolutely move closer to New York. The money just needs to be there, especially if you're living in Jersey and taking the commute, whether you're taking a train in or what have you, or, living in New York, but maybe deeper in Long Island, Staten Island, something like that. I think ideally I'll probably be moving to Jersey within the next couple of years as more work opportunities present themselves, and then we'll go from there. That's what I just foresee to happen because that way it'll be easier for me to get in the city. And I know the more I'm available in the city, the more that things are going to thrive with work because the only reason why we aren't constantly doing all these events at Citi Field and stuff is because your guy doesn't live right around the ballpark. If I was there, it'd be a lot different. Exactly, Sophia. It all comes down to dollars, so we'll figure it out. But good question though. I appreciate you asking. Danny Young coming back out. That's a good question. We're gonna find out shortly. Sean says, "Trust me, you don't want to move to Jersey." It's not as much about what I want versus kind of what will need to happen, for the sake of work. That's just how it is sometimes. And that's okay. I'm sorry, but the kids are not living up to the hype. That's okay. I can't say you're completely wrong. Come to Nassau, again, easier said than done. Move to Connecticut, easier said than done. But I get what everybody's saying here. We'll get the Wardy GoFundMe started. Where should Wardy live? We'll have it be like the decision, like LeBron out here, where I'm like a D1 athlete, but instead of me picking a hat that has a team on it, it has a hat that has the initials of the state or the town that I'd be going to, that kind of thing. That'd be some funny shit. Taking my talents to Queens, says Brandon. From New Jersey, wouldn't want to be from anywhere else. Love that. No, I have friends from New Jersey. I have family from New Jersey. All New York, New Jersey is where my family's from for the most part. How much do I think the offense struggling this homestand is due to the cold weather? I think it goes directly in hand. I mean, that's just how slow starts typically happen for the Mets. Move to Brooklyn Warriors, says Dave. You like that? I know, Dave. It wouldn't be it wouldn't be a long a process for the next time I hit the PO box because I'd be right down the block from you. Jose Budo is in, everybody. So Danny Young worked a nice inning of work. Okay, and Acuna tosses out at first, and there's one away. Okay, Gare, we can stop pronouncing Buto the way that we're doing it. He's still on this. He's still talking about it. Okay. Myers rips the first pitch he sees. Acuna can't make it, as unfortunately it's might be an infield single or it might be an error. It depends on how that bounced off Acuna's glove. But Edwards is on yet again. Third time tonight that he's on with less than 2 outs. Oh, I'm sorry. It was Myers. Okay, there we go. Generous call the Mets because of Hayden Senga again. It's 0-1 here to Grant Pauley. One on, one away. Top of the seventh, folks. One on one, folks. Check back at first to Alonso, and Myers is safe. Still one on, one away. Top of the seventh. Okay, that's going to be a fastball away, and it's 2-1. 2-2, 1 on, 1 away. Top of the 7th, everybody. There we go, and he got him! Nice tag there at first by Alonso to Myers, and we love to see it. Jose Budo, more like Jose Stutto, with the quick turn. Nice tag by Pete. And there's 2 away at the top of the 7th. Nice. Little slap ass for you. Where's my Key and Peele feel? Where's my Key and Peele fans out here? If you know what I'm talking about, slap ass. You guys, if you know, you know. Comedy Central classic. Got him on the fanny. Swung right through that fastball. Bang! That was a freaking gorgeous end to the inning. Hype me up. That was electric. Are you kidding me? That was so sick. That was amazing. I can't get over how awesome of a turn of events that was. From the tag to the strikeout. Oh my goodness gracious. Let's see. Fanny. Yeah, I know. Your team has the best year. Yep, exactly. We love to see it, Zelda. We do love to see our team having the best ERA in the game right now. Never complaining about that. Okay, folks, 1-0 on the count to Hayden Senga here in the bottom of the 7th. Senga drives one, but unfortunately, plenty of room there in center right for Myers, and there's 1 away. Everybody, you got to sing My Girl. Come on. And the 1-0 to Lindor. Fastball right down the pipe at the knees, and it's 1-1, back even. One and two on the count, folks. Bottom of the 7th, 1 away. Come on, Frankie. Let's do something here. Let's go 4 for 4 because why the hell not? And the 1-2. Gonna take that ball down and out. Back even on the count, 2-2. And the 2-2. Fastball up and away to no avail. Full count now to Mr. Smile. Lindor's going to chop one, handled, and there's 2 away. New pitcher comes in for Juan Soto, and they're going to bring in a lefty as if that makes any difference against Juan. That's cute. Not a problem. Bring in the lefty specialist for Juan Soto. That'll show him. Let's see how this pans out, everybody. Give me 1 second, everybody. Appreciate the patience. Mets win 1-0. I mean, what offense do you need when you have Hall of Fame pitching? I mean, I wouldn't go that far, but the Mets are off to a very good start on the pitching end. That is true. Cannot complain about that. To this point, at least. And the 1-0 to Juan. That's going to be one away. And it's now 2-0 on the count of Soto. Come on, Juan. Come on, baby. Sean, I'm bouncing back and forth right now between 2 different chats while editing for everything for our post-game show. I'm not going to get to every single comment, so I apologize for that. Donovan, you're the man, my man. Thank you so much for chiming in. We appreciate that. And if I'm behind, that's fine. You can either pause your thing to be in tune with me or you could stay ahead. That's fine too. And the 3-1. And Soto's going to rip that, and that's going to get past the first baseman. Juan Soto gets his big hit, his second hit of the night. A 2-hit night for Juan Soto. First was an opposite field RBI double, and secondly is now a single to right. And there's one on with 2 away in the bottom of the 7th. That is why a lefty specialist means jack shit when it comes to facing Juan Soto. Yet the latest example. Okay, folks, 0-1, one on, and Juan Soto ripping a single to right, two-way in the bottom of seventh, and the Mets are up by one. And the pitch. Oh, Alonso rips that one down the line, and that'll be a double. Soto rounds second. He gets the third, and he'll have to stop there. Pete Alonso has himself a two-out double, and the Mets have two runners in scoring position with two away here in the bottom of seventh. There we go, Pete. Come on, Nemo. Please, can we get something cooking here? You've had so many opportunities in this one. So many opportunities in this one. Come on, Brandon. Let's pounce here. And Nemo, first pitch hack and foul. 0-2. I apologize. That was the second pitch, not the first. And the 0-2. And Nemo's going to pop one up. Will it stay in foul territory? It thankfully will not. Goes out of play. Peter's Blitz 2005. Nemo ain't going to do anything. We'll see. And the 0-2. And Nemo flies out to left. Damn it. Ah. Brandon, my brother. Terrible game, my guy. We need to get you driving in these runs. Not ideal. Mets have had more than enough opportunities in this one, and sadly, we have seen at this point not nearly enough damage has been done. A lot of opportunity, but not pouncing when they need to most. That's frustrating for sure because it's a one-run ball game. It doesn't matter if you're playing Miami or the Dodgers. You should never feel comfortable in a one-run ball game. Let's see. Alonso nearly had one. I know. He's been looking great. The fuck is Nimmo batting cleanup for? But he's doing his best Volgabrack impression. That's funny. I mean, he's batting cleanup because he can't be our leadoff hitter. We have Lindor for that now. And Nimmo's a good enough hitter that I'm not opposed to him batting in the top five, but maybe we're going to see him more in the five spot if Vientos can continue to get out of his rut slowly but surely. One out in the eighth, folks. Acuna continues to do some great defensive work early. Loving what I'm seeing from Acuna. Seriously. He's just doing everything right now. Oh and 1 on the count here, everybody. One and one. Gary on the broadcast. Where did that piss miss? What are we talking about? One on, one away. Ryan Stanek is warming up in the pen now, everybody. Is Diaz available tonight? Only if the Mets absolutely have to. I wouldn't see them going to him unless they really feel like they need to shut it down. We'll see. Budo checks back at first, and he's safe. That being in Edwards. Nice swing and miss by Stowers on 93 heat upstairs and away by Jose Budo, and it's 0-1. There we go. That's a big heater. 95 right down the pipe. Jose Budo Stowers swings right through it. And that's the second out of the inning. Big out there by Jose Budo. We'll take that, baby. That's gas. Right down the pipe upstairs. That's going to be a fastball, generous call, up and away. And it's 0-1. There we go. Big swing and miss on the slider. Quickly 0-2 for Miami. One and two on the count, everybody. Pitch number 21 from Budo. Sets. It's going to be hacked away foul. Still 1-2. And the 1-2. Ground ball. Acuna to first. There we go. There we go. Jose Budo shakes off his hand. He exits tonight's game with an inning unscathed. And now we head to the bottom of the eighth, everybody. Still up 1-0. Still gained everything set up with our post-game coverage, folks. So I apologize again if I'm not as talkative. How are we feeling, everybody? Do we still think it's going to be a 1-0 Mets final score victory? Do you think Miami's going to come back? Do you think the Mets are going to add more here in the bottom of the eighth? How are we feeling, everybody? Let me see it. If you guys are watching live on YouTube, let me know. If you're watching in playback, let me know. And head over to playback.tv/WardyNYM if you want to catch towards the end of the game here live with us in real time, should you have an MLB TV subscription to take part. Shout out to Jose Budo. We'll gladly take that iron from him today. That's for sure. Sugar time. Is Diaz coming in? You guys think Diaz is going to come in for the ninth? We'll see. 3-2 Mets. Okay. And the 1-0 for Mark Vientos, everybody, who's reached base safely twice tonight, both via walks. Okay, Mark Vientos with his third walk. Are you kidding me? Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Vientos has been walked 3 times tonight. Not complaining about that. That's great to see. Huge. Come on, Jesse. Let's do something here. Jose Siri comes in a pinch run for Vientos, which makes a lot of sense, folks. Lethal base runner is on. Rebecca said Siri's on second base already. Siri, I almost said Alonzo. Siri's safe going back to first. Does he check on him? Oh, and Siri's safe. There we go, baby. Jose Siri doing his thing. Love to see it. Jose Siri slides into second. He's safe, and we have a runner in scoring position. Fastball upstairs by Soriano. And it's 2-0 now on the count with one on. Bottom of the eighth. Mets still up by one. Jose Siri, come on, baby. Let's get something from Tyrone here. There we go. Taylor rips one up the single. Jose Siri's looking to come home. And he's going to score. Yes, he is. The lightning rod himself, and Jose Siri gives the Mets a 2-0 lead. That is what we call insurance. Bang! That was awesome. That hyped me up. That was huge by Siri. What a slide. He's such a human highlight reel. All right, guys. There's now two. That's gonna Gary tripping me out. Acuna grounds out. There's now a runner in scoring position for the Mets here, and Tyrone Taylor moves up, but there's now two away. Hayden Senga time, baby. Here we go. Bottom of the eighth. Senga swings right through a 96 gas up and in, and it's quickly 0-2. And the 0-2. Fastball upstairs again. This time it's not chased. 1-2. Sanger's going to unfortunately line one to center. Nice catch by Miami. And they're now down to their final three outs, everybody. All right, folks, I'm continuing to lock in and get everything set up for post game. So, pretty much as soon as this game concludes, we're going to get out of here, if not right before it. And then we're going to get it set up live on solely YouTube. So, that's what we're doing right here, right now. What a big 5-game winning streak. I know. But again, don't jinx it. We got to secure this victory first. Take you the Wardy jingle. I love that. Absolutely love that. Do I really not have one? Am I that stupid? Hold on, everybody. Here comes Ryan Stanek, everybody. There we go. 0-2 now on the count array for Ryan Stank, baby. Looking good so far. Oh, no. There we go. Taylor just makes the catch, and there's one away. Right on the warning track. There we go. Nice. Already 0-2. Come on, baby. And that's going to be away. Okay, down there with the splitter. And it's still now 1-2 on the count, everybody. And the 1-2. Damn, just got a piece. Okay, 2-2. And the 1-2. There we go. Got him. Shout out Static, baby. 2 away. Let's go. And it looks like that's about to be ball game, everybody. It looks like that is about to be ball game. Here we go. There we go, baby. Spam those W's. First pitch out for Griffin Conine, and we have ourselves a New York Metropolitan 5th straight victory. There we go. Hype me up, baby. Thank you guys all so much, everyone watching live on YouTube, everyone in playback. I'm now going to get set up to go live here shortly on solely YouTube for a post-game coverage. I will see you all there. Let's go, Mets, baby. That's how we do it. I'll be back live here in just mere moments, everybody. Love you to death. See you soon.